Alright, what's up guys? So I've been seeing in the Discord that a lot of people have questions gearing the FrostBlades build when they're getting towards endgame as leveling up and they're not having a lot of currency, so I figured I'd just make a video here on how to essentially gear it up. So I'm starting with a character with just 15 chaos. This is just everything with no gear on right now. I do have a little bit higher intelligence and strength because I did pick up the intelligence node here and then the strength node here, so I'm going to be looking for probably a little bit less strength and intelligence than you would for your build, but it's essentially the same thing. You just got to look for a little bit more stats. So first we're going to head over to the docks here and we're going to pick up all of our skill gems. You can pick them up in Act 6 from Lily Roth, but since I have her here, that's where I'll go. Fuck. It's in regular Oriath. So we'll just go over here and look for everything. FrostBlades, and then our 6th link is going to be FrostBlades, Rage, support, Rage, Hypothermia, added cold, Ancestral Call. Where's that? It should be here, yeah. What is the last link? And weapon elemental damage there, yeah. I believe that's a red. What the fuck is that? No, elemental damage with attacks, okay. So, here we go, that's our 6th link. For our movement skill, we're going to use Whirling Blades. Whirling Blades, faster attacks, and Fortify. Oops. Our cast on damage taken is going to be Steel Skin. Increased duration. Right there. Curse on hit. We're going to be using Frostbite. Herald device. Is it green? Yeah. And then as well as hatred. And that's our core. So those skills is just the core of our build. So we'll go back to the hideout here. As well as I'm going to be buying everything just as quickly as possible. You're definitely going to be able to find them a little bit cheaper if you just search around. A lot of times people will sell a little higher if they're online already, so you just get it instantly, but just look around. So we'll start, I like to start with the amulet because we look for the stats in the amulet, so we're going to try to make up our intelligence and strength there. A lot of these skills at high levels are going to require around 110, 120 of each, so we'll look for that. We need about 30 int and let's say 50 strength. So we'll go over to here. And then all these stats are listed right here in the build. So you just go down, so what's that saying for? So we'll go here, amulet, rare, and we're looking for intelligence, strength, and then let's look for life as well. Maybe some elemental damage to increase elemental damage with attacks. 30 for about 50 life as well. I'm gonna search. So we'll go here and change this to online only as well. So right here we have a decent one, 87 life, increased elemental damage, good strength, pretty good int, so 5 chaos will buy that. And that may seem like a little bit pricey, but usually these amulets will be. Everything else you can probably get a lot cheaper. 1 chaos, 1 out maybe. So we'll go ahead. Let's see if we can pick that up from him. Wrong hideout. Looking at the 5 chaos there. And so now we're at 130, 130. So that's well over what we need, so that's good. Next step, for tabulas. Eventually you're going to want to switch out because tabula doesn't have any stats, but we can see how much it is right now. So if we want to use it, 140 alts. Jeez, what the fuck is this? 8 chaos. So right now they are sitting around 8 chaos, 9 chaos. Probably won't go for that. You can get tabulas by farming blood aqueducts if you have the time. Really easy, actually, any map that looks like that. So regular aqueducts, blood aqueducts, and 9. You'll be able to farm the tabulas out. So that you can actually pretty much get for free. But let's go here and figure out what we want to work on next. So the 6 link is going to go in your chest for the tabulas there. 4 link, since we have blues and greens here, we're probably going to want a dex int piece because when you color them, it's going to be with corresponding stat. So if it requires only strength, it's going to be easiest to roll all reds, and then if it's dex int, we'll roll blues and greens. So cursor, so we can look for, let's start with the boots. So we're going to want to max out res, obviously, because we're at -45 at endgame. Usually -60. I think I have a little bit in the passive tree for elemental resistances, but that's essentially what we'll want to do first. So let's go ahead and search for these boots. Boots, rare. You're gonna want cold, fire, light. If you can get tri-res and life, that's great. So let's try to get 25, 35 of each, and then 50 life. Let's see what we got to find. So tri-res is a little bit expensive, so we'll take that out, and we can probably bump that up to 40. 40. There we go. Here, 1 chaos, strength, life. We don't need the strength, so this one here is pretty good. 45, 43. And then 67 life, so let's put this guy. Links, it's a dex piece, so let's go back and check. So we can probably fit this rolling blades into it. You can also search for the exact links you need, but you don't have to because you can always do it yourself. The 4 link pieces are pretty easy to get. But the 6 link for anything other, like Belly of the Beast, things like that in game, you probably want to search for them. It does cost quite a bit of fusing to upgrade those. This guy's not responding. So let's go to this next guy, 1 chaos as well. Doesn't matter. But the same thing. We got some fire, cold. This actually has some lightning as well. And then 65 life, and then move speed, which is good. Hopefully he'll respond. first guy respawn, and we'll go over there. Always gotta be polite when you're trading, you know? Thank you. Close it up. Split this. So 1 chaos. There we go. Go back to hideout. And we'll go ahead and make this a... We'll just see if we can get a 4. 4, nice. I don't have any crumbs. So we'll see if we can roll the red on there. There we go, there's a red. And then same thing, you just spin fusings on there. I don't have any fusing right now, so we'll just put those in there for now. So these two are linked, those two aren't, these two aren't. So they're gonna support, these two would support that if they were linked, but since this one's only linked, that's all support. We'll fix that later. So boots are done. We're gonna look over here. So fire res is at 0, -2, 45. So we're gonna look for cold and lightning on our next piece pretty much. So gloves. The build recommends a spike glove, so those are strength pieces, so we can probably fit this in our cast when damage taken because it's all red. So we'll go back over to trade. Clear this out. Gloves. Doesn't really matter. If you have the spike gloves or not, they do just increase the damage a little. But we'll try and see if we can find it. So we'll go light res, cold res. Again, we'll look for 45, 45, and then life. Let's see if we can get 45 in there. Normally you're going to want to look for higher. Yeah, so these spike gloves are pretty damn expensive, so we'll clear that. Just go for red gloves. Gloves, rare, light, cold, life, 45, 45, 45. Yeah, so then we have much cheaper options. We'll look for the 3 red links that we need, just because again, those are expensive, so it's not. Let's go 3 sockets. What do we have here? 30 chaos. So let's go ahead and drop this down 35, 35, 45. And see what we find here. 2 chaos is a lot better. So here's a 3 linked one with 44, 42, 57 GCFK. So this is pretty good. 5 chaos though. No, let's not do that. This is good. 2 chaos for 35, 40, and 46. So we'll do that. Got 9 chaos left. So not too bad. 15 chaos budget actually is pretty low by the time you get to endgame. If you're picking things up and selling things to vendors, you should easily have more than this. Same thing, so we'll socket that. Most important is the cast when damage taken, and then the steel skin to link together. But again, it'll literally probably cost like 2 or 3 fusing to get the 3 link on here, maybe 5 or 6 to get it on here. They're pretty cheap to get. So back here, we're at 33 -3. Fire res is at 0. So we're gonna want to look for belt, rings, helmet. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go back to the hideout. Rings can be where you get a ton of res, right? Just like any other piece, but we don't have to worry about anything else on rings usually. So we'll go here, we'll look back, rings, life, res, and strength if you need it, and damage. When we're on a budget like this, we'll probably be looking for just the life and res, same thing. Life, res, spike buffs, so you don't have to do that, and then life and res. So we just want life and res on all of our pieces, especially when we're going this budget. So let's go for rings. 3 link, you can't have that in a ring. What do we need? We need some fire and lightning. essentially all three, but I like to look for them like that. And just max them as we go. So we'll see 40, 40, 60. See what we can find. 2 chaos here. So 48, 43, and 67 for 2 chaos. That's pretty good, but he's not here. So let's go 50 life. Maybe we can get something for just 1 chaos. 35. 35. Then you can always adjust this to your budget here. So we have 35 fire, 39 light, 62 life, which is pretty good. And it has 10 to all res, so it'll give us a little bit of cold as well. 1 chaos, not bad. So right now we're working with 3k life pool. Defense is pretty good so far. You know, we've only spent 8 chaos, so doesn't want to respond. So better than this next guy. Same thing. Pretty good, pretty good. And it gives us a little damage as well. Oops. Let's see if this guy wants to sell. I'm not trying to sell today, I guess. Where is... Let's see if we can find something. Oh, there we go. This one could work. Let's give us cold as well. And then as well, if you want to, you can actually... Oh, what is that? So in chaos, we'll split that. Pre-split it for him. Head to the hideout. See, so a lot of our options that we chose, they don't respond right away, but if you have time, you probably will. I'm just trying to get this out and get the train done quick. You know, you'll be able to get better stuff. So we have the ring. We'll go ahead and check out our defenses now. 45, 33, 36. So that's pretty good already. And we still have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 if we're not using tabula pieces to make up like 30 res in each, which is very easy. And then we have 3200 life. So let's look for belts next. Oops. That goes up here. And then the same thing, so we can actually look for less on the pieces and more life. With this build, we're usually gonna go for really high life if we can. So let's go ahead and put in 2 chaos max for the belt, and then this is the official trade site. You can use PoE.trade as well. Click on the life roll, and then you'll see it'll filter by the top life. So this other belt is pretty good. We get 26, 27, and then 137 life. This is 8 days ago. Probably not the best deal right here. Yeah, this has higher res, 2 chaos as well. So we'll go ahead and see if this guy sells the bill. There we go. Boom. And just like that, we have capped fire, nearly capped light, and then cold. And we're looking at 3,500 life pool, which is good. Next, we can do another ring, I believe. Yeah, so we'll do a ring. We probably could have done the ring, but I just wanted to do the build for some reason. What do we need? So we're gonna need just cold, maybe a tiny bit of life, or light. But other than that, we're good. So cold res, let's look for 40. Let's 2 parameters should be pretty easy to find. Yeah, even for just alks, you can get what you need. Chaos 44. What is that? Yeah, that'll put us right where we need to be. And it gives us 100 life as well. We're good. Whoa, what is his name? So we'll trade that. Thank you. So there we go. We are essentially maxed on all the light. This is 73, which is okay. Usually want to have just a little bit above, just in case you get your resistance lowered a little bit, so you still have max, but for now that should be alright. So we got 2 chaos left. Let's see how much Star Conjures is worth right now. Building right now is pretty good, so yeah, see 3 chaos. Can we slot this in here? Probably. It's for 4 socket. Yeah, so it would be 2 chaos. That's how much this would cost. 2. A little bit more expensive, so that's 5 chaos. So we'll go here. We don't need that. Alright, I'll just show you guys how we can just buy and craft it ourselves, essentially. Response on that guy, so we will just go for the next one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to us. As long as it's not corrupted, you'll be able to craft it out to what you need. This is where it gets a little bit more expensive if you want to buy it right away if no one's responding. You just go up. So, alright. No problem for us. We'll just keep going down until someone responds, essentially. Trash too, yeah. That conjure's not that great. Especially with that orb of storms on it. His roll's probably low. But yeah, you can get that for 2 chaos if you wanted to. It'd be pretty easy. So this is actually stuff. I hate this. Okay, cool. Oh shit, sorry. This is 3. My bad. So back to our hideout. And we essentially have all of our pieces. So about 4k health, not bad. And then there we go. We're pretty much set. So for weapons, let's see how much the lostness is. But yeah, even your leveling weapons as you pick them up, whatever you have like picked up off the ground, is gonna work. But when you transition to endgame, main thing you're going to be worrying about is your armor. Yeah, so it's an alch each. So even 2 of those, it's not even worth a cast. Let's go ahead and throw those on. Same thing with the tabula. Let's see what my tabula is. I don't have any. But yeah, even on this character, I was only running a 5 link here. And just run anything you can find off the ground. So let's even say it was only a 4 link, we'd be putting Rage, Elemental, Ancestral Call, and we'll do Added Cold. Actually, we'll see what happens there. So let's go ahead and do that. It's in here. What's that? Right, so we have those in. Where's my Herald setup? Down here. Normally they go in the helm. Actually, we can probably craft that in right now. So look, 2 jewelers. Coloring it might be a little bit harder. So we got the green there. I'm gonna go actually get some currency here. So go back to the trade site. So you can also use this to get currency. So we'll go chromes. I have chaos. Let's see. Stock. Contact. Let's get 27. So you can adjust that and just throw it in right there. And oh, D&D. Alright. So instead of that, we can do 2 chaos instead of 850. 17. Unopened, yeah, that should be right. He probably only wants to sell them both though, so. What do we do here? Doesn't matter. 21. But yeah, you should be able to get them cheaper. But again, if you're just trying to go make your trades right away, it will cost a little bit more. So this guy doesn't really want to respond. But yeah, so we'll just add a few chaos to that. Doesn't really matter. And we'll use my other one here. I have set up already. This is the same thing, Assassin's Mark. Here's on hit. Actually, I'm using the old gems, so I'll put a frostbite in there. So essentially we're geared out. 15 chaos, maybe around 16, 17, with the coloring it and then doing all that stuff. So these boots too. See, my boots are about the same, but we're not linked. Doesn't really matter. The Fortify will give us additional survivability, but if you don't have it, you don't have it, right? So we're on our auras, and we'll go ahead and jump into tier 8 map. And this is no flask as well, so I'll show you how the build does work. With pretty low budget, it's really not that much. 15 chaos, 20 chaos. As you're leveling, you should pick it up, no problem. And then your chest piece, you can also, 8 chaos there, like I said, just go straight into aqueducts, blood aqueducts, and just run that. Or anything that looks like that, so anything with that same tile set will drop the humility. So essentially, you can kind of tell we're blowing through stuff. And that's even level 1 gems, everything is level 1, so. No flasks, level 1 gems, still blowing through everything. and that's even on a 5 link. The 6 link is really sought after. I feel like it's sought after too much, and with the newer players, it really doesn't provide that much additional damage depending on the build, because you can work off of a 4 link, a 3 link, or maybe not 3 link, but 4 link, 5 link, and 4 links are simple to find. So I am taking pretty big hits, but you see we regen it back pretty quickly. Get out of that. For bossing, since the build doesn't have that much max life compared to other builds, or we don't run too much armor or evasion, it's going to be mostly about using a rolling blaze to dodge. So let's see. So we have the boss here. So you're going to want to pass anytime you see a big hit coming in. Just go ahead and try to dodge it. And then as well, I don't have Ruthless in here. But a lot of times, this is even tier 8 map, we can just face tank. We will leech enough life. I should just stay here. I'm frozen, so that's where you want to have different flasks to help you out. But essentially, just stand here and face tank everything. Even with, like I said, level 1 gems, no Ruthless, so it will take a little bit, but you'll be able to kill bosses no problem with that. If we go back and go in here, we gotta put this stuff here, put the flasks on, and then I'll bring out my Ruthless, swap my Ancestral Call for that. So this is what you'd be running if you're going for the boss. You'd have Ruthless in here. And then just the flask as well. I use a diamond flask. It'll essentially roll your crit twice. And then I use a Dying Sun as well. But it's really up to you what you want to use. Sulfur flask increase damage. And you can just essentially stand here. Yeah, you can see how the boss is not fast, but you know, what you gotta do. Especially on a budget like that, with you using boss nests and a touch of anguish. What does he want? Black roll 2 stone. So that's about it. Even on a budget like that, maybe 20C, 15C, you'll be able to get up to your tier 8 maps pretty easily. With a little bit more investment, you'll be clearing endgame maps no problem. This build is really powerful. So shout out to Rel for making the build guide. I just wanted to make this video because a lot of you seem to have questions about how to gear it for endgame, making the transition through the story to endgame. But yeah, that's going to be about it. Other than that, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the Discord. I'm the PM Mizana Hentai guy. But other than that, we're all set. That's going to be about it. That's essentially the completed stuff. So maxed res, 4.2k life. So not too bad on that for about 20 chaos. Other than that, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys later.